First call for Mazda Heritage. First call for the Mazda Heritage, our final feature race of the afternoon. First call.
Field rises the hill, and Mark Bowden will be the first car to see the start-finish stripe. after 2.25 minutes. It's Bowden, Blake, Hill, Kesman, your top four as they run here in IGT race number 2 of the weekend. They will also participate with the Hawk Performance Historic Enduro tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, as well as be paired with Group 11 at 10:25 tomorrow morning. So we will see IGT at least 2 more times this weekend. Mazda Heritage Cup to the grid, please. Mazda Heritage Cup to the grid, please.
Mark Bowden, the winner of the feature race earlier today, out in front here in the second feature race for the GT International GT. Bowden, Rob Blake in the second position. Stephen Hill running third. Juan Gonzalez, Tim Kesman, Tom Pank, Barry Fromberg, Ted Giovannis, Edward Baus, Colin Cohen. Your top 10 with Lucas Pank, Robert Wieser, Ben Johnston, Michael Clark, and Guy Cosmo rounding out the field. But it is Bowden, about a 1.5 second lead over Rob Blake. Stephen Hill just under 2 seconds behind the leader. This will be our second call, second and 15-minute call to the grid for Mazda Heritage. Second and 15-minute call to the grid, Mazda Heritage. And we do have a new leader, Rob Blake, able to get in front of Mark Bowden, with Stephen Hill now running in third position. So a little bit of shakeup up top here of our International GT feature race number 2 with Rob Blake, top position. Mark Bowden, Stephen Hill rounding out the top 3, Juan Gonzalez and Tom Pank into the top 5, replacing Tim Kesman, who falls to number 6. And those top 3 separated by just over 2 seconds. With Blake and Bowden out front, battling for that front position. This is a 20-minute timed race. 20-minute timed race. This is coming up on the 9-minute mark, so just about halfway through. And out front is Blake, who's able to find a little bit of space between him and the rest of the field as they come up towards start-finish. And Blake has opened up about a 2.3-second lead over Mark Bowden. Stephen Hill right behind, about a tenth of a second behind Bowden. Tom Pank now running in 4th position, able to get around Juan Gonzalez and Tim Kesman, still in that 6th spot. But Blake running out front and starting to build on that lead as the cars roll into turn number 3. It looks like Stephen Hill able to get around Mark Bowden, so a new 2nd place car in Stephen Hill. Blake continuing to push on that lead around turn number 8 under the Speedville Bridge into the carousel. Stephen Hill running 2nd. Mark Bowden on his tail, trying to get back into 2nd spot. Bowden currently running 3rd. Tom Pank, Juan Gonzalez, Tim Kesman, Barry Fromberg, Ted Giovannis, Edward Baus, Lucas Pank, Robert Wisen, Ben Johnston, Guy Cosmo, Michael Clark, your field. Blake, your leader. Through 13. He'll come up on 14 and it looks like last lap we had Lucas Pank and Edward Baus making contact. Pank putting the front of his car into the back of Edward Baus's, but both still on course. And Rob Blake, his lead, 4.5 seconds now over Stephen Hill, who continues to hold off Mark Bowden, about a second separating those two. Tom Pank, 8.5 off the lead, and about 3 seconds behind Bowden for that final spot on the podium. Juan Gonzalez there as well, but Rob Blake extending his lead over Stephen Hill and Mark Bowden for the top spot on the podium. And our next call, reminder, Mazda Heritage. Next call for Mazda Heritage. That'll be our final feature race of the afternoon, Mazda Heritage. This is your 10-minute call. Do have a car off driver's rights going into turn number 3, safely away from the course. We'll go local yellow in 3. But Rob Blake, Stephen Hill, Mark Bowden, no change. 1, 2, and 3. Blake about 6.6 seconds ahead of Hill. Hill another 2 seconds ahead of Bowden. Great battle going on for third position right now. Tom Pank trying to make a run on Mark Bowden, and a couple of opportunities, but Bowden shutting the door both times in 8 and as they make their way into Canada Corner. Your leader, so Rob Blake and Juan Lopez Santini listed in that front car, and it is Juan Lopez Santini actually making the ride in this one. So Santini, your leader, Stephen Hill, Mark Bowden, and Tom Pank. And Pank and Bowden, this will be one to watch here these final couple of laps, as these two have been side by side, with Pank trying to make a move any opportunity he can to get in front of Bowden, and he finally does going into turn number 3. Tom Pank finding that final spot on the podium as we have just 2 laps to go. White flag greets Juan Lopez Santini, your leader, sharing the car duties with Rob Blake this weekend. And Stephen Hill comfortably in second, 10.8 behind Lopez Santini, but ahead of Tom Pank, who has taken third position, and Mark Bowden has dropped back to fourth. About 3 seconds separating Pank and Bowden here in the final lap for the last spot on the podium. Juan Gonzalez running 5th, Barry Fromberg, Tim Kesman 6 and 7. And barring something crazy, looks like we are on pace for our podium. Juan Lopez Santini comfortably in the lead, making his way through the carousel. Stephen Hill running second. Tom Pank, third position. Mark Bowden, Juan Gonzalez, 4 and 5. Barry Fromberg, Tim Kesman, Ted Giovannis, Colin Cohen, Edward Bowes rounds out the top 10. And the rest of the field, Robert Wieser, Ben Johnston, Michael Clark, and Guy Cosmo. As your leader, Juan Lopez Santini. Heading into turn number 14. Momentarily, he'll be greeted by the checkered flag as the winner of our feature race. And number 2, International GT goes to Juan Lopez Santini. Top spot on the podium. So this will be our final call. Final call for Mazda Heritage. Final call, Mazda Heritage. As Stephen Hill officially crosses the line second, and Tom Pank crossing in third position. Lopez Santini, Hill, and Pank 1, 2, and 3 International GT.